podcast. It's your three favourite people here to talk to you about the beautiful game we all know and love, the great things, the not so great things this week. We should probably just start with that, innit? Just get the horrible stuff out of the way, because it's confirmed that today or at some point in a few days, most likely this evening, Sunday, they're going to announce the European Super League, which to a lot of football fans kind of seems like the death of a sport. It's been slowly decaying over the past few years. You know, we've had things that just looked a bit sus, you know, refereeing and VAR coming in, and now we've got this, which just kind of seems like money has just taken over the sport. Yeah. What do you guys think of it, honestly?
It just doesn't. I mean, obviously, I'm speaking from a different perspective to you guys, because you guys both support clubs that would compete in European Super League, and obviously that doesn't mean you want it to happen. But like from my perspective as a Wolves fan, I mean, there's the positives of, you know, maybe we'd suddenly be winning leagues, but no, I absolutely don't want it to happen. I think it would completely ruin the all meaning really for domestic leagues. It would just destroy the value of the national Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very 50-50 on it. And the reason I'm 50-50 is because I don't fully know what could happen, because it's not all out there yet. So, I mean, the money side of things, I don't really care about. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got Man City and Chelsea that have just chucked loads of money into it anyway. So that's always going to be a case, no matter what league you're in. So getting more money, fair enough. Clubs are always going to do that. It's more of a business now than it's ever been, football. So they're going to go for the big options. But if what UEFA are saying, that they're going to ban the players at the clubs from competing in international, well, UEFA tournaments and World Cups and stuff, well, the team I support ain't going to have any players in it.
Yeah.
Do we have any anyway? Oh, you've got two Germans. All right, I'll let you off.
Hey, Mason Mount.
Oh, yeah, Mount would be a big deal.
But yeah, I think that's actually, there's a little bit of hope there, because it's obvious that FIFA and UEFA are very against this. And the threat of banning players from World Cups and European Championships is it's a very real threat, and a lot of the players are not going to be happy about that. And also the fact that it's not like every big team in Europe has agreed to this. So the one big six Premier League team that has rejected the offer is Manchester City. And
they don't need the money anyway, do they?
Well, I guess not.
Do you know why they're not doing it though? The reason why Man City and PSG both aren't doing it is just because they're friends with UEFA. They have them wrapped around their fingers. Yeah. It's literally the only reason why they're not doing it.
Well, you know what? At this point, I don't care about the reasons. I'm just glad that they are not in it, because it's like, if there's any people who reject it, then there's immediate doubt in the whole project, particularly with teams as big and as powerful as Man City and PSG. It said that 3 Italian teams and 3 Spanish teams had agreed to join up, so I presume that's Juventus,
Juve,
Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid. I'm sure Barcelona and Real Madrid in particular would be delighted for some extra money.
Well, Barca are in crippling debt, aren't they? So they kind of need that money.
Well,
but it looks like Bayern Munich have turned it down as well.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's the money aspects that if you can still have players playing the World Cups and the players are comfortable with doing it, you've got more money coming in, which means higher salary for the players that want to play, more money to spend on transfers. So if there's no almost backlash from doing it, it's a win-win situation for the clubs.
It's not a win-win though, is it? It's boring. I don't think you understand. This is just so... No, but you don't understand. This is boring.
Your club doesn't care about fans.
No,
they care about money.
No. I honestly... No, this is the problem here now. This is the main issue with the Super League. It's honestly boring. Because what is the point? Because the whole thing about me being an Arsenal fan, right? I won't lie to you. you, it's the thrill of possibly, they string me along that we could possibly get Champions League every season. But if we're just going to get in every season regardless now, this stupid Super League, there's nothing to fight for in the club. We're just going to sign these. You know, it's like cheating on a Football Manager. Now, I cheat on Football Manager. I've told you before that I spent money on the in-game editor, and I've done it, and it's so boring after like a week of playing on my same save, after like a year or two of the game. It's dead boring because I've got all the money, I can get all the players. What is the point?
Yeah, but
there's no thrill in watching the sport anymore. There's nothing on the line. When Aguero scored that last minute goal, there was so much to it than just scoring a last minute goal. That's why it's amazing, because not only has he scored a last minute goal in the 94th minute, he's also just won them one of the most coveted leagues in European football. Do you understand that is going to go missing in some parts of the game now?
I wasn't disagreeing with the fans' perspective, but from the business side of the team.
Oh, but it's not a business, is it? That's what I mean. This is football. No, but football is never about business.
No, it's not about it, but it's turning into a business, isn't it?
But it shouldn't be.
Deny that.
It shouldn't be about that.
No, I know, but
that is only going to make football even worse, doesn't it, really? Because now that it's all about business, the game essentially has been put aside. Football has become so much more of a business, to the point where fans in general, not just me, fans in general have been put to one side because we don't even make them that much money anymore. We actually don't. Financially, we've been put one side now because we don't offer them anything, especially with the pandemic. Can't even go watch the games anymore.
And the thing is, the attitude of the owners of the clubs generally is that no matter what league we play in, no matter how, business-like we run the club, the fans will still come.
It's appalling. It's actually appalling. A majority of clubs that you see are absolutely appalling, man. Owner-wise, not just Arsenal. Arsenal are a great example though, because the Cronkies are never going to sell the Arsenal because of how much money we make them. There's no Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, wants to buy Arsenal. He's said it countless times, and I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. The Cronkies won't sell it to him. Because even though Dangote is richer than Kroenke by £4 billion, and it would make the second richest club in the Premier League if he was, like, in terms of owners, he's not going to sell because we make him so much money, even though he literally invests no money. You can look at the Glazers up north. They don't invest nearly as much money as they should be, right? You could go forward. You could look at like AC don't invest enough money with their Chinese owners. They're dead. You could look at Valencia have been absolutely shattered by their owners. Yeah. But the whole point is that it's about business now, and it has completely destroyed this sport. But you can't deny it, and it's only going to get worse if this gets allowed.
But I also think that I would like a. Maybe even if it's the same as a Champions League, but a competition that's not completely corrupt like UEFA.
It's not though. It's not.
It is.
Yeah, well, there's going to be corruption regardless. You know, there's corruption between each club. I know this isn't it's not a thing behind it. It's a consortium of clubs, but it's still going to be corrupt.
But I would like with how corrupt UEFA is at the minute. I'd like something that isn't. But I think the way that they've gone about it and I don't think it's going to happen now with what they've turned around and said, because Premier League teams are going to lose more money than they earn from doing this, because they'll lose all their players.
Yeah,
I guarantee a lot of fans they'll lose as well. I know you say they don't earn that much money, but a lot of fans will go, "Nah, I'll support a more local club."
I could honestly see one of the biggest boycotts in football from this. Honestly,
the biggest thing is the threat of domestic leagues, which has been said. All 5 big European leagues have said that any team that participates in the European Super League will be banned from their domestic league. And they will lose all the television rights from that. So I think monetarily that strips away a lot of the benefits of the European Super League, because it's just going from you're not really getting any increase in revenue.
Yeah,
it's true, because it's honestly like it's just so boring. The Champions League, there is something about knockout football in tandem with league football that you just can't beat.
I mean,
do you know what I mean? Like, when you have league football on a weekday and then on a weekend you have knockout on a weekday. There's something about that. If you have 2 leagues, how dead boring is that really?
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, to be fair, the European Super League isn't just a normal league. It is.
Yeah,
the way it's structured.
It would be like 2 groups, right? And
so it's
it
2
goes
groups.
To a knockout tournament.
Yeah, so it's like 2 groups of 10, and then top 4 will basically do top 4 do semi-finals and then finals over 2 legs. So it's
12
it's basic.
huge clubs. There's still no small, there's no small teams in there. That could happen.
Part of the magic of the Champions League is like the small underdogs, just like suddenly coming out of nowhere and having great success, like Porto beating Juventus, Porto winning the whole thing just under 20 years ago. Ajax on the verge of reaching the final a couple of years ago. Like,
the other thing
not going to happen.
Is you could end up having a Super League eventually that ends up, which is quite possible what could happen with the Premier League if Man City get Haaland, where we just turn into a Farmers League. Could you imagine a Farmers League as a Super League?
No,
where you're just one constant winner?
It would be, but it would make pretty much every league a Farmers League as well, because all the money would just be funneled to the top every time.
Yeah,
every league that participates, because it would be a big five most likely. I mean, Man City will still be there with their money, but I mean, if you're looking at that club, let's say Big Six will be so distant away from the other clubs at this point. It's ridiculous how far it'd be away. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Arsenal and Tottenham have got into the Super League. They shouldn't really even be there.
They're already there for the money. Let's be honest. Let's be brutally honest.
We are there for the money.
Yeah,
they are,
the selection of teams to participate in it is more based on how big they are revenue wise.
Yeah.
Their actual success as a club, like you said, Arsenal, if it was purely based on merit, they wouldn't be in this, and neither would Tottenham.
I mean, I don't.
Based on if you're looking at the last 10 years, AC Milan probably wouldn't be in it. Inter Milan would, lucky. So it's
and also the incentive is what JC Penny has said that they're going to. Is that right? Yeah, they said they're going to write off the debts, and we're in crippling debt inside Barcelona.
Yeah.
So that's where the $6 billion is said to be split with.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's different reports. You've seen it at $6 billion. I've seen it at 3.4. The winning side would get around £350 million, and the bottom prize would be around £89 million.
Which is still insane. £89 million is ridiculous.
For losing.
For losing something. Imagine if you got relegated from the Prem and got £89 million. Imagine Sheffield got £89 million. They don't get that much money though. You get a lot, but not that much money.
Huddersfield got over 100 million over the course of the season. When they got
you got revenue as well. It's
when you get relegated from the Premier League, you also get parachute payments of 20 million for the next 3 years.
Parachute payments. Yeah,
plus, you get a ridiculous amount of money for getting relegated from the Premier League.
So, but
that's kind of messed up.
It is a bit ridiculous. I don't quite know why Chelsea have gone into it, to be honest. We've got the money to keep our club going. We don't need any more realistically. We've just spent 200 odd million.
You have to pick though, because if this goes through, you don't want to be the boring club in the Champions League, because it's going to be either way. The first 1 or 2 seasons of both competitions are going to be absolutely dry, because half of them are going to be in, half of them are going to be out, and I'm not going to know. I'm not going to know what to watch. I'm not going to watch Super League and get lost. I don't care.
This is a bit far. Well, I don't know if this is a bit far. I don't know whether I could support Chelsea if they're just in the Super League.
You know what, Ewan? A lot of people have said that already, that if they do that, they're going to struggle to really want to support their club.
That would be the only competition that you play in. You wouldn't play in the Premier League because they're going to ban you. You wouldn't play in the FA Cup because the FA are going to ban you. You're not playing in the Champions League. Your players aren't going to play in the World Cup because FIFA are going to ban them.
Yeah,
so, from a fan's perspective,
a player's going to want to do that either.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's almost like you'd probably end up having 2 supporters. You'd have like everyone in the country would probably support a team in the Super League as like a second team, and then you just have your normal like supporting teams in the Prem and stuff. You'd end up supporting 2 teams.
I might actually support my local. Who would have thought? Hey. And I'm sorry, right? Who is going to want to travel to different countries every single week? I don't travel.
I don't even travel to London. I don't even travel to London. I ain't going to.
It completely ruins the
away days,
the rivalries and the away days. You weren't going to get that, the fan culture.
Yeah, well, you'd still have Arsenal versus Spurs, but
oh wow, that's mad. That's the one rivalry it's going to be.
You'd have the Madrid derby and the El Clasico, and you'd have the London derbies and the Milan derby, and that's about it.
Okay,
but it's stupid. But we were talking about the FA Cup, and on the topic of that, Chelsea have gone through to the finals, beating Man City.
Do you know what? That was a poor segue, but
I couldn't find one. I
had one in my head already, but it doesn't matter now, so it's fine. Yes, you won. Ziyech scoring, Vernon with the assist. It was a pretty good goal. Other than that, though, Zach Steffen, I have to give him props because he was classed in goal that whole game. Like, he was killing it.
Apart from the massive mistake he made for the goal.
Obviously, other than that, he's young, to be fair. And we haven't seen a goalkeeper, American goalkeeper in the Prem since Tim Howard, have we? So,
I mean, the actual game itself, I don't want to speak about it too much in terms of details because it was a boring game. But the reason I wanted to speak about this game is mainly due to the fact that last time we played Man City, we had Frank Lampard as our manager. We got battered, and that was pretty much the end of Frank Lampard. Thomas Tuchel has came in,
come full circle,
and Thomas Tuchel has out-tacticked, out-masterclassed Pep Guardiola.
None of those are words.
No,
those aren't words, but Big Sam says them, so they're words, really.
So it was a very, very tactical performance from Tuchel. De Bruyne it was non-existent. Chelsea seemed to under Tuchel is shut out the big players.
Tuchel knows who the most important players are. Foreshadowing, and he knows how to shut them down. And he did a really good job of doing that. He did it against other clubs as well.
Yeah, I mean, we did it with Kane at Spurs. We've done it with Suarez.
Against Atletico, Suarez and João Felix completely shut it out of the game.
So, I mean, I this might be a bit soon, but I think I have faith next year for us to challenge for the title under Tuchel. If he carries on like this, we should be challenging.
It's not really out there, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's an outlandish suggestion. Bit more investment in depth and maybe a superstar defender you could bring in or something. And of course, there's the incessant links with Haaland. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah,
that said, actually, I just want to say, who is like the biggest superstar centre back right now that's up for sale?
Yeah,
I know it's Koulibaly, but he's old.
Upamecano's already going to Bayern, isn't he?
Who would you want to sign if you had all the money in the world? You would make a major coup.
I'm sure if you gave me a few minutes, I could think of someone.
Koundé.
Koundé's a good shout.
Koundé's good, but like not everyone knows Koundé. I only know him because I play Football Manager.
You've got Varane. That hasn't had a great season.
I feel like under Tuchel, I feel like he'd actually be sick. Honestly, I think he'd be sick because we already know he's got the talent, and he's only got a year left of this deal with Real Madrid. Like next season, his contract expires, so he's gonna go somewhere this summer, I think.
So I wouldn't mind Varane, to be honest, but I think Koundé's the one that you kind of.
Koundé's like been the big since Upamecano's confirmed gone to Bayern. The young defender that all the big clubs seem to be after does seem to be Jules Koundé. Man United were linked with a big move for him. Sven Botman from Lille as well was linked with a big move to Liverpool in January.
I'd have Lewis Dunk.
He's too old now. He's due a good move, but I think he's like 31 now. So
he was 25, you know.
But 25 Lewis Dunk would be sick.
I mean, I'm probably a bit too gassed about the win, but I think after that win, I now have faith that we could beat any team, and we have the potential to beat any team now. Whereas before, I'd go, there's no chance we're going to win that.
And
game.
it's like it's encouraging for your Champions League run as well, because if you can beat Man City in a game like this, I know I saw some people on Twitter saying, it's Man City's B team. I'm sorry, De Bruyne is playing, Ruben Diaz is playing, João Cancelo is playing, Riyad Mahrez is playing, Sterling's playing, Foden's playing. That's not a B team.
We had Kepa in goal.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
You know, if you can beat Man City in a game like this, in a big game as well, a FA Cup semi-final, you can beat Real Madrid, you can beat PSG.
Do you know what's something funny about the Champions League is I saw on Twitter, there's a 75% chance that Mendy will win the Champions League.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's guaranteed there will be someone with the last name Mendy in the final this year, which is amazing.
That is jokes.
That's mad. But yeah, I mean, you can't get too gassed. And speaking of not being too gassed, we drew against Fulham today, which...
no.
I mean, waking up for that, you know, that's a second midday game we've ever had, and I think the first one was against Burnley, which we didn't win. And
midday games,
honestly, they low-key are. We're not ready for midday games. I swear half the players are tired when they
midday games.
We never perform. It was poor at the end of the day. We were shocking in terms of our finishing, I think, mainly. Because other than that, can I just say, right, the XG, we had an XG of 2.27, right?
Wow.
Do you want to just hazard a guess of what Fulham's XG was in that game? Just hazard a guess.
Am I correct in saying they had one shot or one shot on target?
They had
scored?
one shot.
One shot on target all game, right? So that was the penalty. And penalties are a lot of XG, but I'd say like 0.9, 0.8.
It's actually not. It's a lot less. The XG didn't really account for the penalty.
Oh, so, is it not? Is it?
Oh, they didn't have a shot on target then.
I'm assuming it's not accounting the penalty
because the penalties are usually like 0.75.
How about you take away the penalty? How much would you think it would be without the penalty?
0.1 maybe.
I don't think they had a shot on target.
It is 0.07. That was their XG minus their penalty. I couldn't believe it. FM'd. We have been football managered. We're like Brighton because honestly, right, when I saw the 7 minutes, I knew we were going to score. But before that, right, I was just shocked at the defensiveness and the offside. We got shot. We scored. Do you know what? This sport is actually just fried my brain. I can't even English right now. We scored 2 goals, both were off offside. Carl, I'm not going to go and dispute whether or not they should be ruled off offside. However, tight margins, penalty. It was a penalty. It was a soft penalty.
It's a soft penalty, but I think by the rule, you have to give that.
I was going to
rules. I know you were thinking I was going to say it wasn't a penalty. I'm going to say the penalty, but my issue, the only issue I have, is how tight the offside was. Because in my opinion, that was offside.
I think
he was offside, and I also think because
he doesn't touch the ball, right? The offside guy, he doesn't touch the ball.
He does. He touched the ball. Well, he does touch the ball. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been a penalty. If he didn't touch the ball, then he just would have been fouled, innit? Would he be?
No, if he doesn't touch the ball, he's fouled.
The guy who was fouled was not the guy who was offside.
Either way, there was a decision. No. Because there was a decision about offside. Either way, that was going to,
I think if that had been given as offside, the game's gone. That would have been.
I don't know. It's close. Honestly,
I don't see
feel
any
like if he was
honestly, the William Jose
honestly,
decision.
Sam, I think if it was given offside and it wasn't a penalty, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye. I won't lie. I don't really think they would have. I really don't think anyone would have cared. I really don't.
Well, yeah, because that's...
I really don't.
But no one would have cared. That's why.
And honestly, and so was Saka in that defender, but it was still given offside. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like if it was the other way around, it would have been given offside.
Yeah, well, your opinion's wrong, so...
I honestly do. I'm literally just giving my opinion. I genuinely just feel like...
I respect your opinion,
on my mother's life,
wrong.
on my mother's life, I feel like VAR is playing against us, honestly, in the wise way defender one. That's how I feel.
The level of, that offside decision, the tightness of that is the same as the opponent's decision that got Willian Jose's goal ruled out last week. It's the same as the Jota goal, or Jota's being offside that got ruled out last week. And the outrage over them was amazing and justified. And
so this isn't justified? My outrage is not justified?
No, it's never
because
justified.
It wasn't offside.
You're saying it's the same thing, though?
Yeah, because there's different decisions, isn't it? Those ones were given offside. Those ones were given offside. And there was outrage about it. If that had been given offside, it would have been ridiculous.
The thing is, Sam, is that no one actually cares about Fulham, so I don't think anyone would have cared.
Well, exactly.
Honestly,
I think you'll find Fulham fans probably
either way, we drew the game. There's about 5 Fulham fans. No one watches this podcast as a Fulham fan. Either way, what I'm saying is that it was a poor game. We didn't take our chances. We should have scored. We did score twice. Shafted. I was going to say Balogun was there, but he didn't get in the starting lineup, which I really hope, not starting lineup, in the subs bench, which I would have had him over Nketiah because I would have liked him seeing in the line. But Nketiah did score the tap in. If Balogun was there, he probably would have scored his first Premier League goal. I mean, I think we're mathematically already out for the Champions League. That was it to maybe claw back into sneak into Europa League contention, considering West Ham had lost.
It's all on Europa League now. Then you got to win that.
It is all on Europa League. We have to play Emery. Emery's going to make his amazing return. I don't know. It's going to be a sticky one. We'll get into it more on the next podcast because it's 2 weeks. But it is poetic justice. We need Arteta to win that game just to show Emery that he was an absolute donkey.
But
that's Arsenal.
On the topic of needing to win, Max Verstappen needed to win to almost equal Lewis Hamilton, who he missed out on equaling the points just in the last couple of laps with the fastest lap.
Can I just say, I'm so glad we get to talk about F1. Because I hate talking about about football so much at times.
A sport that doesn't suck. Formula One.
Although it sucked for Lando Norris on Saturday.
We made up for it.
But yeah,
Podium.
Lando. Honestly, I was so gassed when I was a bit annoyed that he couldn't get second. A couple more
He
laps.
looked like he was holding on for a second there. To be fair, his defending against Hamilton, unreal.
I said it last season, and I'm going to say it again. I strongly believe Lando Norris is the best defensive driver on the grid.
He's amazing at defending.
He just sticks his car in the middle.
Past. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
On a track like Imola as well, it's super tight, really narrow.
So yeah, it was a good win for Max Verstappen, who just flew past everyone.
I was genuinely confused. We had this thing pre-podcast, which we won't get into, but it kind of shocked me how good Verstappen was and how quick that Red Bull car is now. Since the new season started, it's up there, isn't it? Like,
the thing is, with what I find with the Red Bull cars, they've always been quick. Not the quickest, but they've always been quick. Well, I say always. No, they haven't. That's not a complete lie. Most recently, they've been quick. But it's catered towards Max Verstappen. Perez was spinning off. He was struggling with it.
To be fair, though, at least with Perez, which is something we didn't see with Gasly and Albon, he had pace. He was up there right at the top in terms of pure pace that he was putting in, and he actually out-qualified Verstappen. And in the early stages of the race, before he ended up with his penalty, but I don't know what he was doing, by the way, overtaking two people in the safety car. Checo, mate.
It was a bit. I looked at that before the pundits were saying, "Oh yeah, you can't do that." I was like, "Why is he just overtaken? What's going on?"
I don't know what that was about. You think someone with his experience would know a bit better than doing that. But I mean, I don't mind too much because more places for Lando.
Yes.
But I think if Perez can keep consistent pace throughout the race and not have some stupid incidents, then Red Bull have got a serious Constructors' Championship title fight on, as well as obviously Verstappen and Hamilton are going to really fight for the World Championship this season, which is great to see.
I want them to.
I think Red Bull are probably I think Hamilton is still the favourite for the drivers' title because he's Lewis Hamilton and the pace he brings and the consistency. But I would say Red Bull are the favourites to the constructors because they've got two drivers who are right up there. Bottas has had an absolute shocker of a season so far.
Well, I don't rate him as a driver, to be brutally honest. I think there's better people that could do a better job in his seat.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's still a good driver. But
do you know what? Actually, recently I've started to appreciate the power it takes to be an F1 driver. I thought you just have to be gifted at driving and just hop in a car and go.
Physically, it's incredibly demanding.
I saw Perez's training routine, and the guy has a weighted steering wheel that he just
I've seen those
over and over again. It's pretty mad. So I can understand now, when you're going that speed as well, you probably have to be pretty strong to maneuver a car at that speed.
And the vibrations in the car, and in places like Singapore where it's really hot and humid, and you're just driving around in the heat for 2 hours, you lose several kilograms of weight.
Yeah, but it's the science behind the sport as well is incredible because if you think about it, they've got to be strong enough to handle the G's, but not too strong so that they've put on more weight that makes the car heavier. So you want the strength and the muscle so that you can withstand the G's and turning corners, but also you don't want muscle because that makes you heavier. So they've really got to find a balance.
It's why. Generally it's beneficial to be shorter because you just naturally have less body mass.
In an F1 car.
About the same height as Yuki Tsunoda. But yeah, you just have naturally less body mass, but you can still have the same kind of muscle strength. But yeah,
I mean,
speaking of Bottas and Russell, they had their big crash, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm still confused on whose fault it was, to be brutally honest with you. I can't decide.
It is difficult because, Russell goes to the outside and Bottas does squeeze him, and it's a narrow track, and, Russell, his back tyre obviously touches the grass, causes him to spin. So should Bottas have given him more room? I don't know.
I still think there was enough
there.
Yeah, I think there was enough room to. It was just, I don't know. I think it was a forced mistake, a mistake that was forced by Bottas.
Yeah.
But it was a mistake by Russell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think anything was said after the race or any cautions or anything for Bottas. So
No.
I presume it was all fine. But well, that seat is being fought over both mentally and on track by Russell and Bottas, because I reckon Bottas will be kicked if he doesn't do very well.
I can't see Bottas at Mercedes next season, particularly if he keeps up the form like this.
The thing is, I was thinking about this, right? Next season, let's say Lewis Hamilton wins it. He gets 8. Lewis Hamilton goes, right, I'll do. I've beaten the record. I'm going. Bottas doesn't finish very well. He goes. So you've got Russell
And then
in
Mercedes
that
have
seat.
2 seats.
Yeah, so you've got Russell that will probably go into it. Right. And let's say for the sake of it, I mean, I don't think he will, but Norris won't go. Stays in McLaren. McLaren get a better car, and they're fast. Right. So you could have a potential of Verstappen, Lando, if their car's fast enough next year, George Russell, and then an extra person in that Mercedes seat, all fighting for that podium.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
mate.
sick.
But let's move on to driver of the day. We haven't done this in a while, and this is probably throwing you both off.
Do you know what? I completely forgot we were doing this. That's mad.
I didn't mention it beforehand, so I mean, I'm just gonna I'm gonna put mine in first, and mine's Lando Norris.
I think it's got to be, doesn't it?
Well, I'm going to be basic and say Max Verstappen, just because looking at his time, like, how are you 20 seconds ahead of
Fair
everyone?
enough.
Minimum. 22.
He was unbelievably fast. I mean, to be fair, Verstappen,
Unbelievable, Jeff.
He started 3rd on the grid, and his getaway, his launch was unbelievable. Like, no wheel spin, very low revs, just straight, and his launch, he's straight past Perez immediately, and then up the inside of Hamilton and takes the lead on the first corner. A little bit controversial, kind of squeezed him. Hamilton got a bit of damage, but it's I mean, Verstappen was ahead going into the corner. He takes the racing line, and it's just a bit of a racing incident.
He got lost in the sauce.
So you saying Sam?
I'm going to say Lando. He's my boy.
Hey. So Lando Norris, you've been given the Active Podcast Driver of the Day award.
I'm sure
Congratulations!
His biggest achievement.
Your trophy.
His career.
Your trophy is my number, so if you just let me know, and I'll pass it over to you.
Very big fan of the podcast. Yeah, I highly listen to it while he's doing his races, and that's why he does so well.
Exactly.
You have to rate him. Speaking of ratings, that's not what we're going to do today. We're actually going to do our most important players of every team today as our controversial pick. Why? What do you mean?
You've jumped the gun a bit.
Have I jumped the gun?
Yeah, I've jumped the gun. Because
there's predictions
spoilers.
Yes, so we'll do that later.
Little teaser there for you for like.
Yeah, fine. We'll do a little teaser. What is it? What is it? Predictions. We do predictions first. Or?
We've got some Champions League.
I thought that was
results and predictions.
You got to do those next.
In charge here. Ewan takes charge.
So I mean, Champions League predictions. It's safe to say they didn't go to plan this week.
Fam, this was peak. This was sad. This is actually so bad, honestly.
I'm just going to go over this quickly just because I don't want to really speak about how poorly we performed. So second leg, Liverpool v Real Madrid, ended 0-0.
Yeah.
No one to guess that.
I predicted 2-1 to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Was incorrect.
Not even close.
Jacob, you predicted 2-1 to Real Madrid. Incorrect.
Not even close.
Sam, you predicted 1-1, so you got.
I'll take a draw. I'll take a few points.
So you got a few points there. Dortmund versus Man City ended 2-1 to City. I predicted it'd be 2-1 to Dortmund, and honestly, when that first goal went in, I was like, I'm going to get points.
That finish from Bellingham as well.
Oh, it was incredible.
He's a baller, G. This kid is on a madness. I'm telling you right now, this kid is going to be a huge hit.
I don't know if
fresh from my end as well. Have you heard this guy speak? proper from me, yeah?
I mean,
from round the corner.
I'm gonna bait you both. I don't know if it was both of you, but I definitely know Sam. I don't know if it was on the podcast, but do you remember when we had this conversation about taking players to the Euros?
Oh yeah, this wasn't on the podcast, but I do remember the conversation of.
We're not taking him.
I wasn't convinced at the time that Bellingham was quite good enough to go because his numbers were kind of like decent but not amazing. Like for a 17-year-old, they were good, but compared to some of the other midfield options, like you can't just think about like the future at a tournament. You have to take the best players. But partly because of the injuries we've had. Henderson's a doubt for the Euros. Rice has been injured recently. He should be fine for the Euros, but still.
I'm saying.
But even without injuries, at this point, Bellingham has to go. His displays against Sevilla, his displays against Man City, unbelievable.
Can we just talk about Haaland for a sec? Because I don't think you guys have noticed. It's been really quiet.
He's had
a goal drought.
He doesn't want to go to Man City, that's why. He doesn't want to go to Man City.
In all competitions for all teams, it was a 6-game goal drought. Before today, by the way, he scored twice today against Werder Bremen.
And today is
including
Sunday.
3 international games. It was a 6-game goal drought.
Which is pretty mad.
So
that was poor. But I think the absence of Sancho doesn't help because that was his main help in scoring his goals. Sancho kind of knew Haaland, what he would like to be.
They've got a really great relationship.
So I can understand that.
Going back to the predictions, it was.
Oh yeah.
I said it'd be 2-1 Dortmund winning on penalty. He's got that wrong. Jacob, you said it'd be 2-2. You got that wrong. Sam, you said it'd be 2-1 City, and it was 2-1 City.
Oh my God.
So you've nailed that one.
Oh my God. This guy is like the sports journalist. How is he getting these right? Like,
how?
like that?
No way. It's not like he studies it.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't like this. Oh yeah, that is true. He does do that,
So next one was PSG versus Bayern. That ended 1-0 to Bayern. I said it'd be 2-1 PSG. Jacob, you said it'd be 2-0 PSG. And Sam, you said it'd be 2-2. They're all wrong.
Well, I was closer than the two of you.
They're all wrong. We all suck in that one. That was great. No, nice try though.
Chelsea Porto. It ended 1-0 Chelsea.
Dead team.
It was a class goal.
That goal. Puskas. That was better than Giroud. I'm not even gonna lie. That was just
it definitely was. I mean, the connection was a bit iffy, but the placement was incredible.
Top bins, are you mad? That's 500 quid on soccer AM.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
So yeah, I said it'd be 2-1 Chelsea. Jacob, you said it'd be 2-0 Chelsea, and Sam, you said it'd be 1-0 Chelsea.
All wrong. No one suspected Porto was still in it, to be honest.
I mean, they weren't really. Even with the 1-0 win, we sailed through the game. It was only like the last couple of minutes that they scored that ridiculous goal.
You fell asleep, lad.
Well, it doesn't matter that much. So after this week, I have gained 0 points. Jacob, you've gained 0 points, and Sam, you gained 15 points, which
How
means
does he do that?
the total at the minute is currently
taking the lead.
Jacob in last place with 40 points, me in second with 55 points, and Sam in first with 70. You know, this is the first time I've dropped out of the lead.
I'm so screwed. I'm actually so screwed.
See, Jacob, I've just proved 15 point swing in 1 week. It can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's only, 5 games left?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
unless I get all of the results right, pretty much out.
Yeah.
Great start.
So, with those results in, let's see if you can get them right and see what your predictions are for these. So, we'll start off with Real Madrid versus Chelsea. Sam, as you won last week's lot, what are you going for first?
Well, Chelsea, obviously, we saw them just perform very well against Man City. Defensively, very good. Real Madrid aren't that good in attack. So I could definitely see you holding them out. But then again, Benzema can just pull something out of the hat. I reckon. Where is it? Where's the first leg?
It's in Madrid.
I'm going to go for 1-1.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sneak in there first, just before Jacob steals my thing, and I'm going to say 1-0 to Chelsea. We don't score. So.
Okay.
What are you saying, Jacob?
Here's what I'm going to say.
I'm going to say a spicy prediction coming on.
It is spicy. It's a spicy. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about it. It's Real Madrid.
Oh, voice
Real
crack.
Madrid. Real Madrid. They can score bangers, but they can't defend. And can score bangers as well. Is Chelsea, and Chelsea can defend. Chelsea can kind of defend. They shipped 5 against West Brom.
Yeah, but that's a one-off.
3 against West Brom.
We've only conceded 3 goals.
Nah. I don't think you've got the sauce. I don't think you got the sauce like I think you do. Like you think you do. Don't forget, Courtois got a vendetta against you. He's got a death wish. He wants to prove himself.
Point it through his legs.
Nah.
Goal.
Oh God! If Werner makes his Courtois and scores, I'll give you 20 quid. I'm gone.
Alright, sound.
Seriously, that's on video right now. But seriously, I'm saying. I'm gonna say 2-2. I'm gonna say 2-2. It's gonna be 2-2.
Jeez. Do you think Chelsea's gonna score 2 goals?
Yeah.
Right,
That's what I'm doing.
Next game.
What I'm doing.
Next game.
If you get that right, then
if I get that right, I'm goated. Next one.
Next one is PSG v Man City. Jacob, you can go first this time.
Oh, lovely. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Man City haven't been on their best form. Did they lose 2 games in a row?
Man City?
Leeds, Chelsea. Leeds, and that's Chelsea. That's 2 in a row.
Well, no, because you had the Dortmund game in between, but we moved.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. I'm gonna say PSG. Gonna bat them up, and they're gonna win. They're gonna win like 3-1. My voice is moving mad tonight.
3-1. I thought you said 3-1. Then I was like, you're definitely not getting that right.
It's not gonna happen, is it? 3-1 to PSG.
All right, Sam, what are you saying?
I'm going to go for 2-1 PSG. I think I can just see Man City just kind of bottling it a little bit. I mean, over the course of the season, they've been better than PSG, but I could see like Mbappe and Neymar just running right a bit. Because the thing is, watching them play, PSG looked proper fired up for this Champions League. And Mbappe and Neymar look absolutely pumped and they want to get to that Champions League final. Man City look nervous in this competition.
They don't want it. They don't want it like PSG do.
So,
they haven't got it on them.
I think mentality-wise, I think PSG are ahead. And that is important in a game like this. So, 2-1 PSG.
Yeah. I'm saying 3-2 PSG. I mean, bearing in mind the first leg of the Bayern PSG game was 3-2 PSG as well.
Man City gonna batter PSG now. I think also PSG gonna win.
Probably. This is more hopeful. I'd rather play PSG in the final if we make it there.
Really? Would you? You just beaten Man City. Why would you not want to play them again?
I don't want an English final.
Why?
Because it ruins it, innit?
Huh? Why?
You prefer to see an English Champions League final?
Yeah, because it means that we're the best league in the world.
Nah. I'd rather play a Europa. No. I want PSG. Give me PSG.
So just for the record, this guy didn't give an actual reason, so he's just being weird.
I don't know. I just don't want to play Man City again.
Don't want it.
It was stressful.
You just beat them. Why would you want to play them again?
I don't want to go through that again.
You just won.
I think the Champions League final is going to be stressful either way, Ewan.
Yeah, it's always stressful.
I'd rather take PSG. I'd rather take PSG. Man City might have that one-off game. I reckon PSG are more likely to, And Tuchel come back, PSG, boom.
They're just going to want to prove to them that he shouldn't have benched like Choupo-Moting.
Yeah, and Tuchel's going to want to prove to them that he shouldn't have been sacked on Christmas Eve. Tuchel's gunning for him. Right, anyway.
Can I just say, in my opinion, crippled Tuchel was the best Tuchel as well. Remember, like broken leg Tuchel?
Yes,
Tuchel. Sitting on that water cooler, just giving out orders.
Someone go break his leg.
Yeah, pre-game.
So just to clarify all of these, Madrid v Chelsea. I've said 1-0 Chelsea. Jacob, you said 2-2. Sam, you said 1-1. PSG Man City. I said 3-2 PSG. Jacob, you said 3-1 PSG, and Sam, you said 2-1 PSG. So we shall see in the future.
Indeed.
And talking about no, I'm not even going to go with that one.
Yeah.
That
There's no segue opportunity.
Shush.
No,
Shush.
Go
We're
ahead.
going to do what I said earlier.
Talking about
and
the
we're just going to do
future.
it now. No,
Nah,
don't
I like
do
the
it. Just
past,
stop it. No,
like
please
Jacob
stop.
said in the
Stop.
future.
I quit the show.
reverse
I'm
that.
done. I don't want to do the show anymore. I have to go. I don't want to do the show anymore.
No,
I
Jacob.
quit the show.
No, I'm pulling a
Active out.
Uno reverse card. Not the future,
Shush,
the past.
Shush. You've ruined it now. You ruined it.
Let's just get into it. Okay,
Can we just start? We're going to start with Sheffield United because,
Yeah.
you know,
Right,
Every Premier League team's most important player.
Yeah.
because who's the baller in that team, honestly? And I think we're just going to get into it because Sheffield United, I mean, they're relegated, by the way. They got relegated yesterday by Wolves. They're a dead team and they're about to get like second in like the worst ever league tally. But my most important player has to be Sander Berge. He's just been the best player and he's not going to go down. He's not. There's rumours that Arsenal want to sign him. I'd see him stay.
There's no way Sander Berge stays in the Championship.
So, I'm going to be brutally honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I'm not very good when it comes to lower league teams. Don't really watch them.
Yeah, I know. You only watch your club, don't you? So, I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't very good for you.
On that note, I went for my own club, Ampadu.
Oh my God. He can't not mention his club, can he? He has to mention his club in everything. Every time.
He's going to go for Loftus-Cheek.
I don't think he's done that bad, has he?
On God, I will put money on it right now. When Uni gets married, he's going to incorporate Chelsea in his wedding vows. He's going to have to.
Mason Mount's
Going to play
somewhere.
the
Mason Mount's going to be the vicar,
liquidator at his
mate.
wedding.
Do you know what I mean? He's going to have like a little blue pocket square in his tuxedo or something. That is-
So
Wow.
I was prepared to be, like shut down with that one. I didn't. I just looked at stats.
I mean, what has Ampadu really done? But I mean, the
He's
amount of
had
goals
an
they
okay
scored.
season, but
Yeah.
like if you took him out
Can
of
I-
the team, I don't see much difference.
Can I just say Ampadu has scored more goals than me and Brewster? Like,
Exactly. He's
own goals.
world class. Might as well say. Might as well give him the Champions League medal.
No, more own goals, but yeah, all right,
Right.
sure.
My own shout for most
Oh
important
yeah, sorry Sam, you have to
player,
go as well.
was actually big Dave McGoldrick up front.
Really?
This
I
guy,
don't like him.
he is the
gives me
only
nightmares.
person in that team who can do anything in attack. Genuinely.
Yeah,
He,
true.
He
he
gives me
somehow
nightmares.
just pulls out goals occasionally, like in big moments. As well.
No.
He's
It's
got
not
his back with you
occasionally.
against Chelsea.
It's not occasionally. It's against Chelsea. It's
No,
not
to be fair,
occasionally.
he's hit a few this season and he's had some good games and he's
I don't.
he's 2 assists in there as well. There's not much options at Sheffield United, so
He's
you got to
not
take.
wrong.
What
Yeah. So let's move on to West Brom.
I think this is an easier one. I think it's Pereira.
I've once again gone for my own.
You've gone for Conor Gallagher.
No, I haven't.
There's no way he's going to say that.
I was
'cause swear the
tempted.
guy's played
I
like
was
2
tempted.
games.
Nah, he's been alright. He has been alright, to be fair to him.
He's
but
had
I
a
don't-
decent season.
I don't
But,
think
it's just Pereira. I could see
Yeah,
Pereira staying in
I've
the
put
Premier
It's
League.
got to be Pereira.
Big guy. He's been balling. What happened to Dean Garner?
He's had.
Like what?
Young Garner's just disappeared, hasn't he?
Remember when he was said to be like the biggest thing? Like he was tearing it up in the Championship, but ever since he
Yeah.
came here, just went missing. And then was it Mark Noble who was getting upset because they
Yeah.
sold him? And then it's probably a good job to be honest.
Mark Noble now is sitting back like.
Oh,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that's all right then. Yeah, he's a dead baller, so whatever.
So on
so
to the
he
next
wins.
one, which is Fulham.
Yeah.
I've gone for Lookman.
See, I want to say Josh Maja. Now,
I don't know about that. He's not been.
I
playing
say
for long.
Josh Maja because I know he hasn't been playing long enough, but since he's been there, he's been decent. And
He has been good.
obviously, I watched something until I die, so I followed his career with great interest. As told his he's done good for them. Won't lie. And no one else has really been amazing. He scored against us. It was a penalty, but he did score.
Almost missed.
And it was a stupid penalty, but he did score. And he did almost miss, but he did score. So I'm going to say Josh Maja with full chest. I'm going to say Josh Maja.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Lookman's just class.
I think Lookman's been class this season. I can't see him staying down in the Championship, although he would tear the Championship up.
That penalty
think-
was disgusting, though.
I think
Damn it, I should have gone for
oh,
Ruben
God.
Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
That was a bit.
Damn it.
You should have. What did you say? Loftus Cheek.
There's shouts for Anguissa's had a good season. Joachim Andersen, the centre back, recently has been really good.
He's on
I
loan
think,
from
but
Leicester, isn't he?
I think it's Areola.
Yeah, he was in there, but he still concedes, and they're at bottom of the league. So.
Yo, why does he?
I think without Areola, particularly the first half of the season, without Areola, Fulham would have been dead and gone.
How was Areola? I said this before as well when he first was there. How was he at Fulham? Because this guy plays for PSG, and it's where was he before? Was it Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
On loan.
Yeah.
He was, and he's at Fulham.
Yeah.
He's getting relegated at Fulham. He was amazing against us today as well.
Yeah,
he
but
was insane.
He's
At
such
the
a good
same
shot stopper.
Yeah.
He does
time-
occasionally have like mistakes, and he's conceded goals that he shouldn't have conceded. Like he probably should have saved our late winner against them from Adama. But at the same time, like that happens with every keeper to an extent, and particularly when your keeper is facing the sheer volume of shots that he faces.
Exactly. Well, I think that's why it's a good loan move. To be honest, you'll see where his mistakes are because the amount of times he has to save.
It's not. You make it sound like it's a development loan. The guy's like mid-20s now.
Is he?
He's not.
Yeah, he's like 28.
He's not young at all,
I thought he was
and
younger
he's
than
not going to get into PSG team ahead of Navas now. So he needs
well,
to
just
get on.
give him a load of time to do his job then.
He signed like a suicide contract, so he's there for time. And
Make
I don't
him
know
work
why
for
he
it.
did that. He's a quality.
I could see like a decent mid-table Premier League team coming in for him in the summer, or just like, I mean, I feel like Everton won't admit their mistake with Pickford and won't replace him with the new keeper, but they.
I hope they do.
Areola
he
would
won't play for
easily be good
England.
enough. Yeah, but I think Areola would easily be good enough for Everton.
So
I think he'd be very good.
But on to the next team.
Yeah,
Burnley.
Burnley.
I don't know why I said it in that accent.
That's be Nick Pope. You can't not say Nick
it's gotta
Pope.
be Nick Pope.
I haven't said Nick Pope.
The lanky
You said
balance
Tarkowski
himself.
then.
Who have you said?
I've said Tarkowski.
I think that's the only other fair shout. I mean,
Might as well say
you
Jay
could maybe.
Rodriguez.
I don't know why, and there's certain players, i.e. one of them is Ramos.
Aren't we going below league table?
Yeah.
That's not right.
Well,
Burnley is 17th, are they not?
have they just gone up though? Because this was done
Oh,
before.
because Newcastle have just won, haven't they?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll let you off.
But yeah, no, I just don't know why I don't like Pope. I just don't. I think it's more to do with footwork, to be honest with you.
Another thing Ewan just can't explain. Why don't you want a English final, Ewan? I just don't. Why don't you like Nick Pope? I just don't.
It's like Ramos. I don't know why I don't like him. I just don't.
Ewan, why don't you want Dinobites for dinner? I just don't.
I just don't.
Right, you just don't.
I can get a
Alright,
T-shirt.
fine.
I just don't.
That's going to be the active podcast match coming soon. I just don't.
I just don't. But so you two have said Pope. On to the next one, Brighton. And I've put in the man, the myth,
You know who it is.
the
You
legend.
know who it is. The active podcast favourite.
It's Dunk.
Come
It's Lewis
on, Lewis Dunk, you
Yes.
beauty. You might not feel appreciated by the England squad, but we at the active podcast. We at the active podcast love you, Lewis Dunk. Thank you. He's been amazing.
Have you both said Dunk?
Yeah.
I'll say Lewis Dunk. I
It was
think
between him and Trossard.
Really Trossard. I was going to say Basuma.
Yeah, he's had
He's had a really good season.
Would have been Lamptey if he wasn't
And
injured.
like, if Lamptey wasn't injured more, he'd definitely be up there. But he
he couldn't
hasn't played much this season.
Do you know how
You could have said
annoying
that
it
too,
is? Do you know how annoying it is that we sold Lamptey? We are now looking for a backup or a spare right back for Reece James because we don't have one.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? Lamptey wasn't going to be a backup right back, was he? He wanted to be.
Yeah, but with the amount of games we play and the amount of rotation that Tuchel does, he'd get loads of game time anyway. Oh,
But imagine how much he's getting now with Brighton. He wouldn't get as much as
he ain't getting any. Fairs. But the next one, and this is where I think I might have messed up here, but I want to see what you guys say. So it's Newcastle, right?
Right. I see. For me, there's only one choice.
Who have you gone for?
Like, I rate San Maximan. He's a quality player, and I rate Darlow and Dubravka. They're having good seasons, but it's Callum Wilson. They'd be in the relegation zone if it wasn't for Callum Wilson.
Oh, I've gone for Saint Maximin. He just brings he brings the song.
I think San Maximan is a really good player, and on his day, he can just bring the magic and win games for them. But he is a bit like, if he gets shut down in the game, he's just not there. And
that's like most players, to be really honest with you.
But he's missed a lot of games this season as well. And I think just the impact Callum Wilson's had, like his ability to just score goals where he shouldn't be scoring goals. Like how on earth he's managed to hit like 11 or 12 goals, however much it is, in this Newcastle team, that astounds me.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Who have you gone for, Jacob? No, I can't do that.
All right, I'm back.
He's back.
Callum Wilson. It has to be Callum Wilson, surely.
Okay.
I mean, because if you look at their goal scoring before this, and to be honest, without Callum Wilson, they would be more than likely fighting for their life right now, relegation-wise. I don't know how you could not really. You like Son Maximin because he has 5-star skills on FIFA. Let's be honest.
No, I like his song.
And that's it.
I like his song.
Can I just say on the podcast? Cause I'm pretty sure I told every single one of my friends this already, and you are singing that Son Maximin song in a minute because I've never heard it before. Did you know Son Maximin at Nice, the Don used to have a Gucci headband, and then when he signed for Newcastle, he had to swap it for a Slazenger for sponsorship rights.
Oh dear!
Amazing. The best downgrade I've ever seen in my life. That is crazy. It has to be Callum Wilson, really. Do you want to sing us a Son Maximin song?
No, because it's going to get clipped.
No, it won't. It's fine. It's okay.
Nah, I'm not about that life.
Jacob's been caught singing on the podcast.
Yeah, I sing all the time.
Go on then.
Nah, because I'll get clipped. Nah,
exactly.
The next team. What's the next team?
Southampton.
I mean, come on. Is it debate?
I mean, I don't know because I feel like
it could be. Actually,
I feel like if any of you put Ward-Prowse down, I'm going to flip.
I mean, considering my words on Ward-Prowse recently,
I was going to say Sam definitely
think,
hasn't said Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
But I definitely have. So.
Oh no!
Hang on. Who have you said? Have you said Ings?
It's the one and only Danny Ings.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's the same as Callum Wilson. It's the same situation as Callum Wilson.
God. Listen, no, it's not the same.
He scores goals.
Definitely.
No, it's not the same because Callum Wilson absolutely carries that team. The guy
so does Danny Ings?
4 slip discs because he's carrying that team. Southampton.
Look what's happened since he's been injured.
No. I'm not having this. Yeah, let me finish.
Look what they've done.
No, listen, because it's not a one-man band. Southampton isn't. You can't tell me it is because you can name a fair few players that are decent in that team.
No, but like it's not a one-man team, but I think that's more because of like the manager really getting the best out of them as a team rather than as individuals. There's no one in there for me other than Danny Ings who stands out. Like,
well, one of them plays for England, the other one doesn't. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, but we've got Harry Kane up top.
Yeah, but one has more caps than the other.
Because we've got Harry Kane up top.
We have Harry Kane. We don't have a Harry Kane in the midfield, do we?
When you've got the likes of Phillips. Yeah, you've got
Mason Mount. He can play in midfield, so you know.
And Ward-Prowse shouldn't be playing for England anyway.
No, he shouldn't. Right, we're moving on because I'm not having this debate again.
Okay.
Crystal Palace. I've gone for Zaha.
Yeah.
It's just
very easy.
Zaha, isn't it?
Well, that's that one done.
That.
Next one, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Oh, here we go.
And
they're all terrible. I don't know what to do here.
I've gone for the man that hasn't played this season really. I've gone for Jimenez because you've capitulated since he's gone.
No, you can't because he hasn't been in the season after season. We're going to say Lamptey.
No, but it's their most important player, and their most important player, evidently from the season,
to be fair,
is Jimenez.
Yeah, you can argue that this season has demonstrated more than any other season how important he is.
Who would have thought the one time Ewan would bring out a dictionary and actually discuss a definition was for a podcast episode? That's crazy.
To be fair, we've been so poor in attack without him that last season and the season before, we knew how good he was, but you could argue we didn't realise how important he was to the whole system of the team. Whereas this season, it's really become clear. And even when he was playing this season, he was so crucial. Like he was coming up with just goals out of nothing. I remember scoring a class volley against Newcastle when we just didn't look like scoring at all. And I think against Sheffield United as well, he scored an absolute banger. So yeah, Jimenez is so crucial. If we're talking who's actually been the most important to us this season, who's played a lot, then it's probably Pedro Neto.
Yeah, I was going to say Neto as well. Yeah, Neto's definitely been
Neves is up there. Has had another great season, and he's really becoming a leader in the midfield as well. But yeah, Neto has basically run the attack this season, and now he's injured. Amazing.
Hey, both Jimenez and Neto come back at the same time.
At least the Darwin Traore has been good recently.
What did you say, Ewan?
It doesn't matter. Next team, Aston Villa. I've gone for Grealish.
Yeah, it's Jack Grealish.
Yeah,
like their attack's been so much worse without him, and in fact their defense has been worse without him as well, because like he's so good at getting them out of pressure when a team is like on them constantly. Grealish is the guy who will like be able to dribble it 40 yards up the field and get them out of that situation. Whereas without that, it's so much easier to keep pressure on them and break them down. Like for 70 minutes against Fulham, they were really poor. So, yeah, it's got to be Grealish.
Cool. So next one after that, Leeds United. I've gone for Patrick Bamford.
Yeah, I was going to say Bamford. I was thinking Rafinha, but really, I think Bamford's done a lot more than Rafinha.
I was looking at Ayling, but I was like, with their defence record, I don't think I can say defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't really defend either.
You could also argue Meslier. We've kind of gassed him up a few times.
Yeah.
On this podcast, how good Meslier has been. But yeah, I'll agree with Bamford. I think Rafinha is right up there, as you said. But just the goals he scored, don't think anybody expect him to score this many goals. And the fact that he's managed to put himself in a discussion at least for England is very, very impressive. So fair play to him.
Can I just add in
season as well?
Yeah. Well, you two, not me, because I said St. Maximin for Newcastle, but we've got 4. No, that's a lie. We've got 3 English strikers in there.
Yeah. You've got to rate it, we've got a lot of strikers.
Yeah, we'll do. We can't do anything when it comes to England. The amount of times you'd be talking about an English player in the Prem, like, oh, they're amazing, yet we don't do anything for England. Anyway.
Yeah.
On to Arsenal.
My beautiful club. I'd like to hear your guys first.
I definitely not gone for the same as anyone else.
Go on.
I've gone for Rob Holding.
Woo! Okay, Ewan.
I think
it's a niche one.
I don't think you've been that great in attack, so I couldn't go for it. I don't think I could go for an attacker. But I think there's been patches.
The game the other day, and you saw him making forward passes.
No, but I think you've had patches over this season where you've been pretty solid defensively, and Rob Holding has been the
I mean, we have had an amazing defence.
I wouldn't say amazing. I wouldn't gas you up that much.
No. At one point, you were second for defence just behind Man City for quite a while after the 4th game in. No, you idiot. After I was going to call you something else. After Christmas, we had the best defence in the league for about 2 months straight, and then we lost to Bayern, and then it just
Liverpool and
Rob
top
Holding
of the league
was
at
behind a lot
Christmas.
of that. It was like that's
Look
true.
what happened since.
That is true. I could understand Rob Holding. I don't think he's been our best centre back, but he has been a solid centre back. Got a new contract. I think. No, I don't want to say that, but I think personally in terms of defence, I think our best has been David Luiz, but that's not my most important player. I want to hear yours first. So.
I've gone for Bukayo Saka. I know Ewan said that, and to be fair, he's right. Your attack has been great this season, but considering how poor Aubameyang's been, the bad form that Lacazette had in the first half of the season, he's picked up recently. To be fair to Lacazette, having some really good purple patch, but without Saka this season, no, I'd be really worried for where you'd be in an attacking sense at least. Like the first half of the season in particular, he just carried your attack.
I'm just saying,
recently, Lacazette has improved and Odegaard's come in, and Aubameyang's had some better form since Christmas. But I think Saka has really been running that attack, kind of in a similar way to Pedro Neto at Wolves.
I mean, we were saying this last season about Aubameyang, that if it wasn't for Aubameyang, you'd be done in for. And it's the same this season. You need to stop having those one players.
You need to really stop relying on one attacker.
I mean, I can't say much. We had Hazard for how many years?
I don't know about this. I think you guys are bullying my club a bit much because you haven't heard my one yet. And my one is actually Emile Smith-Rowe. And I say Emile Smith-Rowe because this guy has been the ultimate glue. I don't think people understand. This guy's made 12 starts. I think it's either complete or Premier League starts. We've won 10 of the games that he started in.
But that's why. I mean, don't get me wrong. His stats are incredible. Don't get me wrong. And as much as I want to, I don't know what a PG term for it is, but
Rain on my parade.
Yeah.
There you go.
Smith Rowe just hasn't played enough games to say that he's an important, like a key player type thing.
I mean, but the thing is that he can, because everyone else has been so poor. Like, if you look at Aubameyang, he was a key player and now he's not. Without Smith Rowe, Saka has been okay without Smith Rowe, but if you actually look at the games he plays without him, he hasn't been as good. A lot of the time, they usually feed off each other. The chemistry between the two of them, they both play Wenger ball together. Like, they still have that Wenger ball in them. And when Smith Rowe plays, he plays proper Wenger ball. They're going absolutely nowhere. Smith Rowe signing a new contract at the end of the season. Saka's just signed one. They still do the Wenger ball. It's still in them. Honestly, it's beautiful.
Well, they want to be drilled into them as. I assume
passing
they're both.
is beautiful. What? Yeah, well, it would be from Haaland all the way up. It's drilled into Smith Rowe. That's how he plays. He plays quick fire football. He honestly, when you look at him play in the middle with all those players next to him, even on the left, he's done good. He's just so much better. The attack is so much better with him in it. So I have to say Smith Rowe. So
on to the next one. Is Everton. I've said Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
I said James Rodriguez because
I can't stand him. No, that's a lie. No, after last week,
let me guess. You don't know why you can't stand him.
No, I don't know why.
Yeah, of course he can't. That's 3 now, isn't it?
Nah. After last week, when I said that I don't think he was as good as what people said he was, and he was overrated.
You have to double down, don't you?
I can't.
Have to double down.
Oh, whatever.
No, you can't deny that team has been so much better with him in that team.
We had the discussion last week. I kind of agree that he was a bit overhyped when he came in and after his first 2 or 3 games, but that doesn't mean he's a bad player by any means. He's still a really good player.
I just don't think he's the most key player.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
You can't deny that he's transformed that team. The amount of assists. Calvert-Lewin wouldn't have been getting some of the goals he's got without James Rodriguez and Dino on the wings.
I wouldn't even like. I'd say top 3 goes Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, then James Rodriguez.
No, I don't
put Dino in that conversation.
Richarlison.
Well, no, I've just named top 3, not flipping. If you want me to name the whole squad, it will be a bit longer.
No, it's fine.
Up there. It's
fine.
Oh, he's up there,
fine.
But I was going for top 3.
Wow.
I don't want to go any further.
No, it's okay. All right.
Who are you saying, Sam?
Waffling.
I will actually agree with Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Oh, hey, screw you.
Sam, we can't enable this behaviour. You're enabling him.
I'm not saying that James Rodriguez is bad. He's a class player, and he's close. It's really close for me.
Yeah.
But I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin, his transformation into a top-class forward, and to be fair, he was doing it like the second half of last season as well when James Rodriguez wasn't there. So I think even if Rodriguez wasn't there, he'd still be a very reliable goal scorer. So yeah, I'm going to say DCL.
Yeah, I mean this next team, I'm kind of banking on Jacob agreeing with me with this. So it's Spurs, and I just haven't put one because there isn't a key player.
Come on, that's what I thought.
I've put Harry Kane as well.
Yeah. Is there any debate here?
No.
Right, we just move on.
Right,
Don't
Liverpool.
talk about dead teams here.
Liverpool. I've put Van Dijk.
Yes, that's actually sick. Do you know what? Van Dijk has such a big domino effect on that whole squad because Alisson doesn't feel comfortable playing out from the back. Trent, we found out, cannot defend to save his life because he usually has Van Dijk next to him. The things he actually offers from playing out from the back, you start to appreciate now, especially because even you play midfielders and centre back and they can't replicate the way he plays. So you have to rate it really.
Who have you gone for, Sam?
I can agree with that.
It's kind of the same argument as there was for Raul Jimenez, in that this season has really proved how important they are, how important Van Dijk is to that team. The fact he's been out for so long has had such a major impact defensively, and also in his leadership and the mentality he brings, and of course in his building up play from the back.
Right, you can come away from his arse now.
I'm agreeing with you. What is his problem?
Wow,
I don't know.
he's really said for you there.
I don't know.
Personally, I wouldn't have that.
But if we're talking players who actually played this season a lot, then it would have to be Salah, I think.
Yeah. I said
you said Salah?
Yeah.
No, I agree with Van Dijk. But I'm just saying Salah
if I could change it, if I'm allowed to change it, I'm going to change it to Van Dijk. But
you've changed it then. You've changed it. I've decided now.
All right, Ewan. Well, okay.
I am king and ruler.
Next. Who's next?
Chelsea.
None of them.
I mean, come on. I hate Spurs.
No, it's got to be Mason Mount, hasn't it? Really. I mean,
I'm not.
Sometimes he's carried your team. I'm not gonna lie.
Sometimes, all the time.
Yeah, he does a lot. So yeah, it's got to be Mason Mount.
Who have you gone for, Sam? Because I thought there would be a close second with you, and I reckon I can guess who it is.
Well, I reckon. I think there's actually a few players who are like up there in terms of like Kante. Even you could argue Reece James.
See the thing is,
but Thiago Silva has been super important to you this season.
See, the Kante one, I can't. A couple of seasons ago, maybe, but like a lot of this season, we've just had Jorginho and Cover in the middle, and it's been fine. So
yeah,
he's definitely a key player.
At his best, Kante is like super crucial.
But yeah, Silva is definitely a shout.
Silva's I think second, the leadership, the solidity in defence that he's brought. Even before Tuchel came in under Lampard, he was doing a great job. But yeah, it's Mason Mount.
I mean, I'm just a bit of insight. So at Chelsea, the number 10 shirt is a big shirt now that Hazard's gone. It was given to Willian. He left. It was given to Pulisic. Can we just give it to Mason Mount? The guy's got number 19 because it adds up to 10.
Don't lie.
Is that really the reason?
That's not what it is.
No, it is. He's already came out and said it. The reason, so he wants number 10 basically. Obviously, he wasn't given it, and the next number available, another number available was 19, and it adds up to 10.
Well, he's not going to take it off Pulisic, is he?
No, but I think he should. I think he walk up. I'm having that.
Wow, to be fair, Pulisic has been injured, so he hasn't really even played. But I can understand that. That's kind of funny, actually, hearing that for the first time.
I think if Pulisic had been fit for this whole season, he'd be up there for like among your most important players.
Yeah.
When he's on his foot,
he's been incredible the last couple of games.
Last season he was arguably player of the season. Did he win your player of the season last year?
No, Kovacic did.
Oh, Kovacic, yeah. But Pulisic was probably second, right?
No, I think Mason Mount was, if anything.
All right.
Because Pulisic... No. The reason is because Pulisic only really showed up for like last 10 games. Otherwise,
well, he was...
That wasn't his fault. Yeah. West Ham. I've gone for the man, the myth, the legend, Declan Rice.
Scaling! What?
The Rice man.
Declan Rice. You can't not like him.
No, but Jesse Lingard, without Jesse Lingard...
He hasn't been there for long enough. You can't say that because look at where they were before Jesse Lingard came.
They wouldn't be where they are now without him. They wouldn't be in the Champions League spots and staying there without him. They wouldn't have, because Jesse Lingard single-handedly is sometimes...
But without Rice recently, without Rice over the last 3 or 4 weeks, they have been shocking defensively. Like every single game is a 3-2. I think I looked up at their last results without Rice.
So was the last game. So was yesterday's game.
Yeah, without Declan Rice. I don't know.
He's still injured. 3-3 against Arsenal, 3-2 against Wolves, 3-2 against whoever that was against. Newcastle, was it?
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah.
Willock scoring the winner, my son.
Yeah. And there's another 3-2 before the Newcastle game as well. I can't remember who that's against, but they can't defend without Rice.
Yeah.
They're so open in the midfield because Souček is not a DM. Souček's like a very energetic, mobile midfielder. He gets up both ends.
Yeah, he's box to box.
He's not going to sit in there and actually protect the defence properly. So without Rice doing that, being that stabilising force in the midfield, they're just so open. And their attack's been really good with Lingard, but I think to actually keep control of games and defend solidly and not concede twice in the last 10 minutes like they do seem to do every single game now. They need Rice to calm things down. So yeah.
So you said Rice as well.
Yep.
No, we just did a whole monologue on Declan Rice.
I don't know.
I just said that whole thing, and I'm going to pick Mikel Antonio.
Well, I'm pretty sure. You never know. Sam likes his tangents with all of my days.
What the hell is going on? It's like year 11 in here.
Yeah, right. Next team, and I think this is the last controversial one. Leicester City. I've gone for Maddison. I just think ever since he's been injured, they've...
I mean, ever since he's been injured, he had actually been firing, which is why I picked him.
Yeah. You've gone for Iheanacho.
See.
I have also chosen a different one to you two.
I mean, well, hang on, before you say it, I just want, yeah, okay, do you know what? Say it first and I'll plead my case. You say it.
I've gone for Yuri Tielemans.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, niche. I want to say, right,
Harvey Barnes.
I know what you're thinking of. I've just broken my chain. Oh my God. I was just thinking of, I don't know, I've done that. I was just thinking of the fact that even though Maddison's been injured and they've been awful, they haven't been awful because like he's been injured and they've won games. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like like they've won some games while they have been missing out on Maddison, and Harvey Barnes has been injured as well, and they haven't been bad at all. So I can understand.
If you look at the points when the distance they were away from like Chelsea and that compared to what it is now, they've dropped off quite massively.
They have been worse since Maddison's been injured, but they haven't been terrible. Like they haven't been like
I don't
completely
think
reliant on him. Like,
Maddison he's just incredible for him. I don't think
he's a brilliant player, James Maddison.
He suits them so well.
But for me, Tielemans, like the way he can control games from that midfield, and he literally does everything in midfield. He defends really well. He gets them up the pitch. His ball progression is great, and then he actually has a really strong attacking threat as well. Regular goals and assists. And particularly watching them recently, like I don't know what they'd do without him. Honestly, like in the midfield, there's no other inspiration coming from there. Like even when Maddison plays, he's not really a midfielder. He's more of an attacker. He doesn't really drop deep that much. Well, but what does he actually contribute? He doesn't really contribute a whole lot in like deeper midfield. Whereas Tielemans is the guy that links those two phases of play, and he brings the whole team together. He's really the glue. So yeah, I think without Tielemans, they would have probably lost out on Champions League football by now.
Well, let's hope he gets injured then.
Okay then.
No, I think you can rely on West Ham not quite having enough.
They haven't got the sauce.
Well, next team, Manchester United. I want to say that this is all. There's only one person, but I've got a funny feeling someone's going to say something else. I've gone for Bruno Fernandes.
The overrated Don himself. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, he does win it. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone else is pretty dry. That said, though, Mason Greenwood did just score twice against Burnley. So
well, he's improved his form recently, Greenwood, and but he's not quite suited to the right wing still. When we see him up front, then I think we'll see the real ability of Mason Greenwood. Rashford, obviously, very important, very good player. Pogba, just I don't know what to say about Pogba at this point. He just doesn't play enough. Injured a lot. Attitude, I don't know. He's a class player on his day, but I don't know.
Have you seen that he only plays well in that the black and white kit?
Yeah, he does actually. He actually does. Yeah, he genuinely, all of his best stats have been in that kit. I feel like he just thinks he's still playing for Juventus, so he compares to prime Pogba. Yeah.
So
that's what. No,
last one is Manchester City, and I've gone for KDB. What they would do without him, I don't know.
Yeah. To be fair, you could argue this season. You could argue for Gundogan.
Yeah,
you could argue for João Cancelo. You could argue for Ruben Diaz. I think.
I was thinking more. I was leaning towards more Ruben Diaz, but KDB is still the best player in the world. So.
Yeah. Okay, big shout.
So, yeah, I mean,
would you not say he's the best midfielder in the world?
A best midfielder.
Yeah, I would say he's the best player.
What did I say? Did I say best?
You said player.
Best player.
Mason Mount's the best player in the world. Come on now.
No, I don't know about that. You obviously haven't.
I'm genuinely going to count how many times this guy talks about his club or someone in the club that wasn't involved. He wasn't.
You guys obviously haven't watched the clip of Messi's goal in the not the
Carabao Cup.
in the Copa del Rey final. Just recently against Bilbao,
Yesterday,
just scored the most disgusting goal I've ever seen.
Well, actually, I'm not going to do that bit that I was going to do.
Don't do it.
I was just going to go.
We're going to end it here.
Yeah. You not don't want to listen to me talk anymore. I'm fed up of my own voice.
Something. Chelsea players. Something.
Mason Mount's the one. Flipping.
All right, thanks, guys. You can catch us on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, iTunes, Twitter, all of that. Thank you. Before you into something, bye.
Subscribe. No. Go subscribe. And I'm not going to say the right number, so just click it and just get us to the next big number.